Dame Dash?
That was literally
crazy.
one of the funniest moments in pop culture over the last like 5 years.
Tell you taking in their boots that Diddy gonna get out, which says that Diddy is exactly who he's accused of being. Because all you pussy now suddenly. Everybody thinks there's a chance Diddy might get out and everybody coughing, please. Diddy, it was just a trending topic. You know, everybody was talking about it, so I had to talk about it. You know, I think he was a good.
I don't know how they don't feel like how do they not feel like they are literally groveling on their knees? They're calling him daddy. Ooh, you know another thing the black community will say that I cannot stand. That's not a man, that's a boy.
Oh my gosh.
So is he a man? Is he a good man or is he a boy?
If you are a real and you see something that's weird,
You see something,
don't
say
bring
something.
that to the back and talk to him. Say it right there. Exactly. If you see something, say something. Y'all got a lot of mouth for everything else. It's pause here, pause there. How about pause these weird ass?
Yeah. Hello, beautiful black people. Well, black women, beautiful black women.
Oh, that's the phrase.
That's
That's
always a
the
good
intro
thing.
we need.
Right. So I've gathered y'all here specifically because I'm here to talk tea, but women's tea, being in women's business. So it's only right that it be women in women's business. Because there's so much. I hated that I missed the Mariah the Scientist, Glorilla. Like there were so much things going on. So we missed that when that happened with Mariah the Scientist and Young Thug and Glorilla. And then obviously JT and Cardi B squabbling on the timeline right now. Then this, Cardi tell everybody up on the album and we love to see it. So does Bia and this and the next thing and all of that. But I think the best place to start of all the foolishness all of the gals them is doing, I think it would be Caresha's leniency letter she wrote for Diddy, a letter of support. I think we'll be reading that.
The glasses.
Not the glasses.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I get it. Okay, hold on. Lord, I had literally just been.
So we're starting with Caresha. I gotta make sure because you named that there's a list, so I have to. You guys, you always teach me with the kids what's going on. So let me go ahead and get my notes ready, child.
Dear Your Honor, my name is Caresha Brownlee. I am a mother, daughter, sister, and a hip hop artist who has spent many years in the public eye. I want to be clear that I cannot speak on or defend anything that may have happened before I met Sean Combs. I do not condone any wrongdoing. I can only speak from my personal experience and the man I've come to know over the past 4 years. For 3 of those years, I was in a public relationship with Sean, and during that time, I witnessed and came to know a different person than the one often portrayed. Behind the scenes, he was loving, genuine, supportive, and always encouraging. He motivated me, believed in me, and helped me grow both personally and professionally. I'm writing this letter because I believe it's important for the court to know the side of Sean that isn't always seen or spoken about. The man who poured into others, who gave opportunities, who led by example, and who loved deeply. He helped shape me both professionally and personally. He believed in me, pushed me to grow, and taught me how to be a better businesswoman. He helped me find balance between chasing my dreams and being present for my family because that's what he did. No matter how busy he was, he never missed holidays or special moments with his family. One of my most meaningful memories was when he took me to my first Met Gala. It wasn't just about the event. It was about what it represented. Sean has always made it a priority to open doors for Black people, to make sure we are seen, heard, and valued in spaces where we've historically been excluded. That night reminded me that we belong in every room, at every table, and in every conversation. He's constantly encouraged me and so many others to dream bigger, walk in confidence, and never shrink who we are to make others comfortable. He also gave me a voice by providing me a platform on his network to speak for the culture and connect with people in a way that was real and authentic. That opportunity changed the direction of my career and showed me the impact one person can have when they choose to uplift others. Beyond all of that, I've seen him give back to his community over and over again. In 2022, we fed the homeless together on Thanksgiving, but that was just one example. I'm sure it is. There were so many moments where he gave, quietly, privately, without cameras, because his heart genuinely wanted to help. I've also witnessed him doing real inner work. He made the choice to check himself into anger management, start therapy, and commit to physical healing through therapy. That takes strength, humility, and self-awareness. He didn't do it for show. No, he did it for this. That takes strength, humility, and self-awareness. He didn't do it for show. He did it because he wanted to grow and to become a better person. In my personal experience, Sean is not a danger or a threat to the community. He is a man of God, someone who uplifts, supports, someone who uplifts, supports,
We need
and
to annotate this.
No, I'm trying
I need
to.
annotations.
There's
I'm
so
writing
much
My
down.
brain
more.
is not catching up.
She's at
Okay.
her end right now. That's her closing remarks. He is a man of God, someone who uplifts, supports, and inspires those around him to be better mentally, physically, and spiritually. But more than anything, he's a father, and his kids are the ones who look up to him most. They need him. His presence, love, and guidance matter deeply in their lives. I truly believe that he belongs at home with his family, the people who mean the most to him, and who continue to be his greatest source of purpose and strength. Judge, ... That's a good man. Yes, it says that on the paper.
Wait, hold on. What
I
was
didn't
the
make
end?
that up. That's
You
not an
said
ad lib.
judge ...
Judge ... That's a good man. She might as well have put in Savannah. Like, you might as well. Thank you, Caresha
Judge ...
Brownlee.
That's a good man. Judge ... That's a good man was in the letter.
Don't piss me off. No, I'm looking at it.
Did it say Savannah at the end?
That's a good man.
I want Savannah.
Oh, go Poppy.
Who wants
I
to
agree.
start?
We definitely need to annotate. We need like we need like underline, question mark, question mark, question mark. Like we need all of that.
I'm gonna pull it up on my phone.
No, because I'm literally, me too. I'm sorry, I didn't know that this was going to be that type of party. Absolutely not.
You activated the journalist and Rebecca.
Like, because I'm so shocked right now. Now, I heard about the letter. Again, I was pretty busy from yesterday into this morning, and so now that you read it and you're reading it, we know that that's a lot of bullshit. One of the main standouts of bullshit for me was when she said that he opens doors for Black people and things like that. But historically, we're gonna go historically. We're not even gonna talk about the most recent, because there's a lot of things that he's done. But just there's so much. Everybody that he's from Mace, they don't describe him as that type of guy. They say that he shut the door. That same door that Caresha said that he opens for people, and that's not true. Everybody who describes Diddy describes him as somebody who shuts the door in their face for gain. We've seen that with so many. What's the guy that is over there as the prime minister over there in
Shine.
Belize? Oh, Shine, right? We see how Shine's story changes from time to time, but that was a door we saw publicly shut, right? Right, publicly shut. Took the bid for Diddy, and Diddy forgot about him until recently. And then we saw, of course, Mace's story about him. We see how he played out with the group, the band, right? We see
Day 26.
Day 26 is coming out with their story. What's his name is still crying. Danity Kane, and they want Don to shut up. And Don was one of the only ones to be like, not Don and Aubrey.
It's the Diddy Curse. He do everybody like that. Craig Mack
and
everybody.
Craig Mack, who passed. Like, come on,
you can go back far, right? And,
girl, not you mentioning. They don't mention.
I'm saying.
So historically, he's not that, and even recently, he's not that. I know the man of God conversation. We talked about it on your show where we delved into who Diddy is try to become. He tried to change his whole self to align with being a man of God. That's who he tried to really align with when he got with TD Jakes in the church, and saying that TD Jakes was now his spiritual leader, and TD Jakes was at the parties with Caresha and them, which is always strange to me. Him changing his name to Love, and I think to be more like a God complex type person, because we know the God is love. So with all of the things that was said, and the things that he's a man of God, but he was online with Caresha acting a fool, making her look crazy. Caresha was even saying to other women that she was jealous of. She was saying to the recent, at the time, the new baby mama, that Diddy will have her on her knees. This is the man of God we're talking about. Diddy will have her on her knees to shame her, to sexually assault her for her pleasure, to
Yeah,
make her
shit,
feel
wasn't it
bad.
something like Diddy make you eat my pussy or some shit
It
like
was
that?
that's what it was.
Yeah, let's say what it was. Let the people know.
Yeah.
But I'm a
Diddy'll
woman
make
of
you.
God. I'm a
Diddy'll
wog.
have you on your knees eating my pussy. That's what
I'm
she
a
say.
wog.
Yeah.
We don't. But yeah. So at the end of the day,
Don't
that's
bleep
not
it,
a man of
Aaron.
God. And so the fear that he's put into people. A lot of people have put out their own stories, and I can't even remember. I want to say it was Shaka Khan's child who said their interaction with Diddy and what it was, and said that Diddy threatened them and their life and their livelihoods. We just in this recent case, we saw Kid Cudi and the proof, saying that my car was blown up by Diddy, the threats. We saw how he abused Cassie for 10 years. When the video came out, he was just like, I'm a man of God now. I'm sorry. It don't wash
He was
away.
talking about how he don't admit to he took the settlement. He settled the case, and then he put out his statements like he does not admit to shit. Like he didn't do anything. He's a good guy. He blah 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 whatever. Like he was adamant that he did nothing. Then the video came out of him kicking Cassie like a football, and then he was like, "Ooh, I've been through so much. I've changed. I'm going through anger management and blah blah blah." It's like, "Oh no, baby. Yesterday you said you did nothing wrong." Right. You were adamant that this is a campaign against your name, and you settled just to settle, but you did nothing wrong. So how is it now? Oh, accountability and that. Obviously, it's not that.
Mm-hmm. I'm really tired of people talking about how they men of God. I don't want to step. Look, I don't want to step too far into it, but I'm so tired of people talking about how they are men of God, women of God. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing with Mr. Kirk. We can't feel away because he was a man of God. Black folks
I thought you were talking about Franklin. Oh, you talking about Charlie. Okay.
Tell me why. Right. I had to be like, oh, right.
Look, because when you Kirk Franklin,
right.
Oh, no,
like I said,
you're a man of
not
God.
Kirk. I'm saying that other man. I'm not trying to say his name. I'm not trying to be
right.
The black.
But you know what I'm saying?
Crazy how they turned that motherfucker into Voldemort?
Yeah, like I don't want to say it, but I'm just saying, like the way that Christianity and God is being used right now to
pop the balloon
really
every day.
like shelter people from like their nasty abusive shit, and then they get to say it's cool that I'm doing that. I'm a woman of God. I know I beat your ass, but I'm a man of God. Like that is nuts. Like we have to stop that immediately.
But that's their version of Christianity. Ooh.
Who said that?
Uh-oh.
Who said that?
Who said that? That is exactly the type of Christianity and Christian, woman and men of God that they like to protect. You remember the helmet of salvation?
Oh
my
God.
and that man had the nerve. He in court right now trying to prevent her from using his last name.
Yeah, that's the case right now.
Yeah, that man had that woman sitting up there in a bonnet to defend him for cheating on her. And he had the nerve to, at the very least, you could leave that lady with her name. And apparently it's because God knows what I doing venturing into the Tasha K side of the YouTube. I didn't know how I don't even know how I got there, but I watched the video.
What video?
And this is a quick detour. We go back to Caresha, but it's like apparently, your girl is a little wonky. She little religious crazy. Like,
which one?
You go see a TikTok,
his ex-wife,
Derek Jackson gal. She on there like. She on there behaving in such a way, and he
really?
She tarnishing his brand.
Your
brand is lying, trifling, scamming. That's your brand, and you have children with this lady. If you don't go ahead and leave her with a name, that's all you get. Anyway, back to Caresha. I'm sorry. Everybody
he had her in that bonnet to the side, wearing the helmet and the salvation, the salvation breastplate. And I consider myself a wog. A woman of God, but they don't, because I be in the streets a little bit. I love curse a little bit, I love a little hood music.
Is wog an expression that exists before this moment?
Wog is so funny.
Did that exist before this moment?
Me and my sister made that. We would call them the man of God, the mogs, and the woman of God.
I was like, is that what the girlies saying in the church?
No, well, they probably are. They will now. It sticks a little bit, but no, I agree with you totally, Delaney, because that I was pissed off. Mad as hell, especially with the Black church who are trying to do that with that one Kirk, you know, because the Kirk we recognize as Franklin, but that one Kirk that had passed away. And I didn't like it because they were trying to do it where it was like, as Christians, we can't. And that's not true, because I was saying this, like, in the Bible, it also says we cannot call good evil or evil good. That's just what that's simply put. And let God handle that. Like, God forgives. You may not have to, but let God handle that. But y'all can't sit here and act like this man was he was bringing people to Christ. That didn't happen. And what we're seeing right now with what they tried to do that with Kanye West and Diddy. They tried to go and attach themselves to the black church so that their sins can be washed away and they can be made new. And then you got Caresha, who has all her connections with him have been drugs, violence, sex, power. It's just, that's all it's been. But it's like, he's such a good man. Savannah, that's a good man. But you were saying you like golden showers, and we know golden showers, we think about R. Kelly. That's not a good man. And those people do those things for power. They go, like, there's nothing good about that person. Everything that we heard recently, even before, if we didn't hear about Cassie's situation, nobody was saying that Diddy was a good man, and he was okay with that because he liked to be presented or talked about. He likes his reputation to be the scary, powerful man to everyone. So,
and you know what? Where my struggle is, like, there's obviously a place or a conversation to have where it's like Caresha could obviously clearly be one of his victims, like, you know, wrapped up Stockholm syndrome. But look at which is like, it's plausible, and look at what, and I don't want to say look at what you're doing, but it's like, when you become the person who's now perpetuating the bullshit, or you talk about, well, he'll make you get on your knees and eat my pussy, or you're like sending letters like this. It's like, girl, we can't even like save you or like have that lead the discussion, because now you're part of his harem of harm. Ooh.
Oh, that was good.
That was good. That was
I'm
good.
of a few
No,
minds.
that was good. That was good.
That was
Wow.
good.
Wow.
I'm of a few
Off the dome.
minds. I'm of a
But you
few
know what I
minds.
mean? It's just like we got to leave you behind, sis. That's how it feels, at least.
But we don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna say
That's true. That's true.
so. I'm of a few minds, right? First, I want to say, you know, not to be the gang banging on Christianity, but like, since y'all like brought it to the table, I'm gonna just say it. Like, this is it's entirely consistent with Christianity to have a bunch of black pastors up there telling people to, you know, oh, you give Charlie Kirk grace and da 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 and all this bullshit, because again, we were given Christianity by we were quite literally given Christianity by the Charlie Kirks of the world in order to justify. Yeah. So it's completely consistent. That being said, that's that. Some of a few minds, right? Like with the Korean, like it's like on one level, you know, to be principled, I am an abolitionist and a defense attorney, and let me give my first like opening remarks of fairness on that. All right, first of all, I would be hard pressed to acknowledge, because I was just acknowledging in another situation when I was talking about Young Thug. I think on last week's episode, I was talking about the fact that it is unfair that what has actually happened there is that the Young Thug has beat this case. He's beat the criminal system. So what they're doing is retaliating by leaking these phone calls and this and the next thing. So I do want to acknowledge that it is a deliberate, it is very deliberate to essentially like punish him and the people who support him. Like, how can we do things to him since he didn't get convicted of all the charges? So it is an example of how the state tries to influence your life and create negative things or whatever, and fall back when they don't get the result that they like. So I feel like I should acknowledge that. Second, as an abolitionist, like, I think there's room for people to, you know, there's room for you to have the argument that there is obviously the abolitionist argument to be made that imprisoning him in incarceration doesn't do shit. Like, it's not going to do anything. It doesn't in any way, whatever. So that's all to be said. Like, I feel like I have to like acknowledge that, and acknowledge that it is not entirely illegitimate for Caresha to say, this man has children, he has a family, he has a this, he has a that, he has a whatever. Like, I cannot principally say that is completely egregious or unacceptable. Now, so again, I told y'all I'm of a few minds, okay? I am of a few minds. That is my trying to be an abolitionist principled attorney. Then on the other side of that is, bitch, Like, what do you like? I just like realistically, like beyond principle, I guess. Like at this point, like I think I've accepted that creation. A lot of these gals have bad politics. Like they don't. That has been in like that's clear to me. That's clear to me on the everything that they say, everything that they espouse, whatever have you. So I'm like not shocked on the level of how they feel. I'm not shocked that internally Caresha wants to maintain a relationship with Diddy and this and the next thing. But do you not think you have something to lose when you write a letter like that? At this point, I've accepted that like Caresha and a lot of these girls have terrible politics. Like that's clear to me. I'm not surprised at all at Caresha. It was clear in even her interview that she did with Saucy Santana, which like shows it was clear then, and that combined with this shows how performative and full of shit that was when she was feigning to try to like you could tell it was killing her to try to pretend like she had a critique for him or that she saw what the problem was or anything. It was clear that it was like her trying to do her best damage control to distance herself from him in case that he fall, but she did not want to. It was clear then that she like, I have a positive relationship with Diddy. Diddy did this for me. The Met Gala. Like I'm not shocked at all by Caresha on the level of like principles and I'm not shocked on that. But on a level of just like simple self-preservation, like, do you have any sense? Like, do you think like as a female rapper who has not even been able to, City Girls has been pop culturally very like impactful. Like they were very important in the landscape of what they did in terms of the socials, like guys, but they were never commercially very successful. And the solo career of Caresha is non-existent. And you would think that like, you would think that she would recognize, ma'am, the girls are who you need to support you. Like, even if you have shitty politics, you know how everybody else feels. So what makes you feel like writing a letter like this is a good move for you?
I don't think that she actually is going to lose much by supporting Diddy. And I think that's actually like the sad part about it is that people like, I was on my walk out at the lake and I was like, let me turn on this Jay Electronica just to, you know what I mean? And I know, he's had some things that he said in the past, but I just wanted to give it a shot. And the first voice I hear upon pressing play is P. Diddy on the intro. And he's taught like,
on Jay Electronica's new album.
Jay. Yes. And I was listening. I'm walking like I'm at a beautiful lake. I'm like, I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is. And it was. But I think there's like, people make fun of what happened. The like no Diddy shit. The like, it's like a joke in real life when people discuss it. So I actually don't think that Caresha is going to lose anything at all. And if anything, I think she has a lot to gain, unfortunately, from a very particular crowd that has a lot of power. Because what it looks like and how they're going to shape this is that she really held that down. And the way that people are talking about Cassie is like, oh, you should have just directly spoken to him about this. You should have, like, you know how Black folks, we got that, like, keep it in the house. This is house business. It's like, if your grandfather was beating your grandma, y'all keep it in the house. If so-and-so, but I don't think that's just Black folks, but abusers get to be kept and held and particularly are kept and held and protected by their lovers. The last thing I'll say is that Caresha, I think it's very possible that she was treated well by P. Diddy. I think it's very possible that she literally was treated like a queen and like never actually, right, exactly, like a madam, and never, ever, ever experienced the abusive things, or in her mind, the abusive things that he put other women through. And it could have been because, Diddy was really feeling her. But also, I think it's because he knew this thing was coming.
Yeah,
and he needed proof.
Strategic.
Right. He needed public proof and buy-in that he was this lover. So when the Cassie shit dropped, it was like, ain't no way. Like, he gave Caresha the show. Niggas like took her to the Met Gala. All the things that she listed publicly. Couple. Right. And so I think it was a play. And I don't think Caresha is about to lose a lot, even though she should.
I think what it is for me, I think you're right. Like, I think like, obviously that's like absolutely sound reasoning, but I guess the thing is this, I don't feel like Caresha truly has much. Like, if you really think about it, like beyond the no, and I don't even mean that derogatorily. I swear to God, a lot of these celebrities and these people who have a lot of visibility don't have no money.
Yeah.
Like, it's smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean? Like, it's a look like, yes, like she's giving you bad, bitch. She's giving you rich mostly when she's giving you rich when she was next to Diddy, when he's out like financially funding it, right? But like, what does Caresha have truly too much beyond that? And I say to say, it's like, yeah, I expect the can do whatever the hell they want. Yes, the for sure. Like, I'm not shocked they're not going to be hurt. They could be friends with whoever it is that they want, because also their audience is different. You know, Miami survives, Caresha survives off of a zeitgeist of the girls with her and making her relevant and talking about her and this and the next thing. And there's always like such an increasing, the city girls have fallen out of relevance in most ways as it is. You know what I mean? So for me, I just think it's one of those times where it's like, listen, a lot of Nelly and them can perform for Donald Trump, but Chrisette Michelle couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's that. I think it's that a lot of the, yeah, you're right. It's going to appeal to, there are these men that'll give her props for that somewhat, but they still calling her a prostitute, and they still calling her this, and they still not gonna listen to her music, and they still not gonna be the target audience to support her shit. They not gonna buy, you know, your city girl mini shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the bitches decide that this ain't cool, like, you not, whatever, what happens then? Like, you know what I mean? Like, lots of relevant cute girls have been popping before. So I feel like, outside of like, oh, Caresha, please, which by the way, I think is a bad move on her to put in writing publicly that she like attributes all her success to Diddy. Like, I'm like, you already were getting your back kicked in by the academics and them in the world who didn't think you deserved to win that BET award for Caresha, please. And they all thought like it was unfair and illegitimate. And like, and then they would have given you your credit. You the one there doing it and giving your personality and bringing that to this and bringing these people. But she decided to put on paper that this man, all of this shit is just given to her by this man. All her opportunities, all of this, all of that. So I think all of that, ultimately, I feel like Diddy don't stay with no gal. Like, listen. First of all, I want to be clear. Diddy was never, let's not forget, Diddy was never claiming Caresha the way Caresha has claimed Diddy. I do believe that 1,000% that it was a play.
Go Poppy.
Do y'all think that Caresha is going to get a lifetime being taken care of for life, like she's like Kim or some, you know, other women that have mattered? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think he's used her for what she's been good for, which is this.
So when Diddy leaves, so like he always have, I know the Diddy curse. Okay, I know the Diddy curse. I born into a world with the Diddy curse. I've seen far more successful, bigger, impactful, forever culturally relevant, still discussed to this day, be thrown on the wayside by Diddy. Listen, Flavor in Your Ears, my shit to this day. Flavor in Your Ear damn near made Bad Boy, like gave it his first nigga. You didn't give a rat's ass. You know how many niggas you remember B5? Do you know what I've seen Diddy do?
Man.
Okay, so I think Caresha's days, like, okay, girl, baby, it might be sweet.
You name dropping right now.
Yes, I tell you, I know the Diddy curse well. Okay, I know the Diddy curse well. 112, let's keep going. We could go down this list like of just
man.
Like, are you serious?
Another one.
Like, okay, like if he signed to Diddy, you break. If you like an artist and they signed to Diddy, you break into a cold sweat. So anyway, I said that to say, I think you're right, Delaney. Like, there's gonna be some initial payoff to Caresha. Like, there's gonna be some initial perks should he get out, which I don't think he will immediately. So that's another thing. And I bet money when he doesn't, because again, this is a leniency letter she's writing for his sentencing to hope that by saying all of this, yada, 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 that they're going to go, you know, be lenient on him. But again, I think it's indicative by the fact that they could have released him like pending the sentencing and they chose not to. So that tells me what they want to do. If they wouldn't let the out during the trial, they wouldn't let him out after he won. You know, or he not won, but you know what I mean? Beat the more serious charges. Okay, I know what they have planned for him. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what kind of two-step down she do to try to distance herself then when that don't happen. But I think Caresha has 3 years maximum left on the Diddy the Diddy train. And I also don't think she played a position well enough while he was incarcerated. Diddy's a vengeful. I don't think she played a position that well. This leniency letter, she trying to like, that's for Diddy to say, I'm doing that. That letter she's writing is for Diddy. It's for Diddy because she was trying her best. Trust me, she noted this. She know there's trouble afoot. So I say she got 3 years left before she falls into complete obscurity, like more talented, more relevant women before her.
So I have two things. Yes, I think the letter was pretty much biased because of her experience, but she is, to me, being strategic right now, because I think that she was in on the fact that she knew Diddy was trying to save face for whatever was coming. I think that she was well aware. So now she's also being strategic. I believe that she didn't go through the many things that the women before her had gone through, because this may have been something that was organized and whatever, right? So this, of course, is a biased letter. Now, I think this good man, because we got to go back to that's a good man. Like, I want to go back to that. That's a good man. I don't like, and we'll say for the Black community, because I know Ados don't like when I say that, FB don't like when I say that, but for the Black community, right? We can say that in each one culturally, we all can know, like, just Black folks, this is the thing. That's a good man, Savannah. We seen it in Tyler Perry movies. Meanwhile, that man done smacked up people, done cursed out people, been in jail. Just was the worst. Messed up families,
We
got
gotta go to
babies.
Tyler Perry. You could just start where the phrase originated, talking about a cheating ass waiting to exhale.
It's true.
Literally.
Started out talking about a fucking.
But then we
distortion.
can talk about the families that we come from. We can talk about all of that, how they will make sure that, and like we were talking about, and I'm the Christian in this group right now, the WOG. And with that being said, I can even say how the church protects. That's why they run to the church, because what the church will do is protect and clear you of your sins. And then you are free to do and not be held accountable. That's my problem, because this feeds into the narrative that, like, the man's achievements, they're going to say, but look, that's what she did in that letter. Look what he's done. Like, he's fed the children, he's a good father. He's gave other people jobs, and, for Thanksgiving, that one time, at band camp, he took care of the people. He gave them turkeys, and we have to label all of those achievements to now remove it outweighs any accountability of how that man was violent, about, how he was abusive, how he was a narcissist, how he was controlling, how he used his power for crime, how all of these things happened because when he was with Young Miami, or Caresha, when he was with her, this was her experience, and so now we're labeling his achievements, and because he won that BET award and all those things, and he is a mogul. What he did wasn't so bad. We have to remember who Diddy was for the community, and that is more important. I don't like when Black communities do that with abusers, with cheaters, with people who are verbally abusive, with people who are narcissists, with people who aren't good people. Especially if their work is not, they haven't done anything to actually do the work. They're just doing things to make sure people don't remember what they've done. Mm-hmm. It's not, they're trying to clean. There's no rehabilitation. There's none of that. It's really just PR moves to make sure that the world can see them as something that they are not. Diddy would have loved to get away with this. Behind the scenes, it was like, hell yeah, these ain't never gonna know, and I'm still gonna be powerful, and I'm still gonna try to put fear in people, in people's faces. I'm still gonna try to threaten folks. I'm gonna make sure I send over NDAs to folks and tell them if they talk, they ain't gonna see another day, like, allegedly. But these are the things that we're talking about. He just wanted to be strategic, and I think that that's what we're seeing. And what Young Miami is doing is playing up to that thing that the Black community does in every which way, and that is name those achievements so that it outweighs all of the characteristics that person is really, truly.
But she's gonna get discarded, Esther, and that is so. She's going to. I mean, my mind is just ping ponging. They don't even have to do anything good, because people still love Chris Brown. The Black community acts like Chris Brown is still the 19-year-old boy who was lost and just doesn't know what to do. And it's so frustrating that, like,
really love
even that. Another thing the Black community will say that I cannot stand. Well, maybe other people say this, but I just always hear Black women in my family and stuff say this. That's not a man. That's a boy. That's not a man. That's a boy. A real man wouldn't do. So is he a man? Is he a good man, or is he a boy? He's a good man when he's rehabilitated, but he's a boy. If all the men
do it, if 4 out of 5 men do it, how they boys all of a sudden? Like,
all of a sudden they're boys.
And it's like this way to, like, it's also just a way to take away the critique from men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To say being a man and what men are is good. So if you see men doing this thing, even if it's the majority of men, even if it's the average routine experience, they're not. It's a way that makes a norm feel like an outlier. They're not men. They're a boy. Like that's just some individual who's not managing to meet. You know what I mean? Rather than an actual pervasive problem like throughout the community. Oh, that shit is so annoying. Or like when gals be like, whenever a man is being awful or berating women or doing anything online, like where they're like, oh, I don't believe you like women, I believe you gay. No. Don't you put it on the gay men, okay? Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Damn.
You said that at the Breakfast Club.
They hate women, but they also want to fuck them. Like this don't got to be nothing to do. Don't make it about gay. Don't do that. Let's keep the critique right here on misogyny. Let's address the misogyny.
Dame Dash? Is it? Anyway, no,
no, that was literally one of the funniest moments in pop culture over the last like 5 years.
I watched the interview 3 times.
Him saying, "Is it wrong for you? Is it wrong for black men to be gay?" And he's like, "No, it's
but
not."
I think you're gay though.
But you are gay.
But you gay though.
My favorite part is when he goes. When he goes, he was like, I don't have a problem with gay. I have a problem with black men, with black gay men lying about being gay. And Charlamagne goes, I'm not gay though. You are. And he goes, you are. And he walks away. That shit. I ran that back 50 times and you are. It was like, you are.
It goes right up there with, it goes right up there.
Why was he so he was so, when he said you are, he was so upset. Like, as if Charlamagne is, like, really lying.
Every time Charlamagne said, I'm not. He's
the amount of you gay, the amount of you gay while also having a grown there, like that you travel with, that was on the last interview that when he put that random miscellaneous to start speaking, when he put him in the chair, OG, and he started talking as though anyone is here to hear from him. But they're like, OG, he didn't even have a name, OG, and I was like, we're in a Boondocks episode. Like, there's a Boondocks episode could not like dramatize this. This
he
is
said, your OG is Wendy Williams. That's a fact.
It wasn't bad to hear from it was refreshing to hear from the OG, but we're like, sir, we don't know. But you're going through things. You might have to go sit on somebody's couch. No, listen to me.
Do you know how insane that actually is?
No, it was better than
to go to the Breakfast Club with your homeboy and put him on the mic.
That was crazy.
Like he got in the chair, like, you know, crazy.
It was crazy, but it was refreshing for us to like, because we're like, damn, I'm tired of Dame Dash, even though it was very comical.
It's refreshing for who? I was fast forwarding through this miscellaneous nigga. Get back to the Dame jokes. What you talking about? Refreshing. That was so crazy to me. That was so nuts to me when
I was not refreshed
in the corner like a respectful young man. He didn't come up on the mic.
I needed a break, but you're right. I needed a break from it. That's why I was refreshing for me. But I did not understand why he put him on the mic and then try to interject every 2 seconds. Like, and then the OG was like, yo.
And he did it in the last interview 10 years ago. Like I went back and watched that one. And he brought the same.
Oh, it's the same thing.
And imagine you in an interview calling the gay, talking about that's why I don't be with men, but you carry this name OG. You just call him OG. You carry him with you everywhere. Y'all gotta hear from him. Y'all gotta hear from me.
Then he told them some research in ChatGPT.
Old man talking about this my OG who teaches me things. You know, I learned this thing from my OG. Could you explain this? Are you well? Are you well? I was like, I cannot believe we're going to enter the realm
I never watched this.
You have to watch it. It's so entertaining.
I just found it so crazy. You didn't watch it, Christina? You missing like
you have to watch
it.
It's like
it taps into your most joy. Like I'm telling you,
it is so funny.
Misogyny at its best. Like
misogyny, homophobia, the homo like pause. Like you ain't never heard pause more times, and you're gay thrown out as an insult by grown ass men. Like,
and then he's like, my therapist,
hilarious.
My therapist, you ain't do no work, Charlamagne. You see it now. I'm saying, you don't interrupt me. And they're like, we're not interrupting. My therapist told me, so he's trying to come over here and
ask him a question and then answer, and he said,
to say he's done the work.
Me.
Sir, let's be for real. But
he
anywho,
said, "You're triggering me. You're
You're
trying to
triggering
take me out of my
Oh,
body.
I
You're
saw
triggering me.
that. Oh,
You're
that
triggering me.
interview.
I'm
That
triggered.
sent me.
You're
He
triggering
said,
me.
what I
I'm triggered.
it's so crazy because like lying, like literally just came up there like it was so clear. These called you broke, and by virtue of being broke, this has upset you
He
deeply,
lied
and
the
you're
whole
up here
time.
to disprove that, and you're just up here lying your ass
Lying.
off, talking shit. This man got up here and said, like, how the 50 Cent could have bought the rights to that, and that's stupid. It's my life. I lived it, so 50 Cent could have bought the rights. He had no right to buy. Did you see? He's like, that's cap. That's cap. That never happened. Did you see Deadline report it? Did you see Deadline report it? Then Dame started talking about the thing that he did, and he's like, did you know about that? Charlamagne about that. Charlamagne was like, was it in Deadline? He was like, no, no. Deadline. After just saying if it's not in Deadline, it's not real. Then this is what he said. The amount of outright though, he's the worst lie I've ever seen in my life. My man said, he said, oh, Deadline, I told Deadline, hold on, they didn't want to get involved with this mess or whatever. So I told them hold off, and BET was gonna do an announcement, but it's gonna come out tomorrow. I timed this all up. Like, where does
No,
that man sat up there and said he was the chairman of a company he is not the chairman of? Like, there was no world. Like,
he said, oh, I want to drop it right here. We're gonna drop it right here. Who you talking to? Who? Your OG? We're gonna drop it right here, right now. So, I will now be chairman of Revolt, and right now
he said, I'm the chairman right now.
He said, he said, we're dropping a show. We're dropping a show. So I didn't want to say this, but I'm dropping a show and it's called Power. It's called Power. And I'm like, Power. There's a show called Power. And he's like, but we're going to be dropping that. So right now we got a couple of things in the works. My artist right here called
our next page before we shot it. We got the trailer. You want to see it? Yeah, we got that. Moved on. Like
because where's the trailer? But then he's talking about the white lesbian Aaliyah. And we're like, he let that pass crazy. By. And then Charlamagne say, did you just call her the white lesbian? Like, for what? He's like, because she can
to let Aaliyah rest in peace.
Oh my God.
Aaliyah was surrounded by weirdos. Like, every year it becomes clear. Like, I honestly wish they would not talk about Aaliyah because her life.
Like, he needs to go. He seems unhealed. He seems unwell.
He's not unhealed. He's a weirdo. It's not unhealed. Like, they're weirdos. I think we need to accept what a weirdo is, because this is like when we had, like, and rest in peace to Irv Gotti, also made beautiful content and beautiful contributions to hip hop. Oh, weirdo! You heard Irv talking about Ashanti. This is weirdo.
Talk about,
because you know what it is to be being a weirdo 30 years prior, right, and to have 30 years pass and you're doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on being a weirdo.
Those are people those are people that Diddy, Irv, Dame, Jay-Z, but those are people that like a lot of people will just be like, it's a mogul though. Here we go with those people who are going to say, because they're moguls, because of their achievements, because they are the ones Jay-Z that help
them bring in the same sentence as Dame Dash and Irv Gotti craziness. Is that what you did?
But I say this to say, people are going to say and use them and their achievements and because they help grow hip hop to just make them blameless, sinless, just whatever. But I will say, I've been in rooms with people like that. I actually recently, not too long ago, worked with a man who is exactly like that. And I had to get his behind together. But it's just the fact that they will move around and then this is what they will say, because everything is a measurement of money, how well you're doing. Because when they start to corner you in your lies, the first thing that you're going to say is, how much money you got?
Mm-hmm.
Delaney, really, how much money you got? Yo, Christina, what you talking about? Let me see your bank account right now. Let me see your bank account right now. Olay, yeah, but your shoes ain't like mine, though. Your shoes ain't like mine, crazy, though. And then you talking to the imaginary friend group you have over here, like, what are you talking about? She talking about she got better, and it's embarrassing. I drive a Rolls Royce. I drive around the city, and people stopping me. And it's like, oh my God, like you have to, like there's work to be done here. But never, because he's always been like that. Like you said, you went 10 years ago. I didn't see that interview, but I did go back and watch clips from way back when where he's sitting in the barbershop and the same demeanor. These are the men that cannot move on. Like men who played in the NFL 1 year. We're in 20 years later and you still like, being a football player. Sir!
Relax.
Sir, you gotta
No,
let it
that-
go.
Low
You
key,
gotta
let it
move
go.
on.
that'd be me in volleyball. I'd be like, yeah, when I was an athlete in college.
It's like,
That's different. You can do that, you know.
but we have to. We gotta
That ain't no
know when
difference.
that no longer is your story. No, Olay
Exactly.
said, mm-mm. Olay said,
It's not different. I be having to catch myself like,
but we gotta know like when to let go and let the other people do it. I think that he is also coming up there and trying to compare what the Breakfast Club does to, I forgot who he was comparing them to, and I'm like, that's not, sir. And
Well,
he's like, do your research on ChatGPT, man. ChatGPT's out there.
Please.
but I
Please.
do think low key, there were some moments where he was really cooking him. Like he was really saying, like,
Let
you
me
are
know.
not journalists. Like, y'all are not, like, he was really cooking them. And I was like,
Honestly, I thought Charlamagne
Why
had
did
a
he
drop
go
on him the
on?
entire
I
interview.
was
What?
like, low
I thought
key,
Charlamagne had them because Charlamagne and them were genuinely and envied him were having the time of their lives.
life.
I
Like,
think
enjoying-
so
Lauren.
too. Like it
and-
was just
and
funny
Dane
the way
wanted to
that they was
burst a
going back
fucking
and
blood
forth with
vessel.
each other. Like they were
Ooh.
doing it at each other, and I was like, this
I want
really
to watch
is.
it.
This is why I would watch The Breakfast Club. Is for this sort of foolery to make me laugh. This is the type of shit I want to watch. The other thing I wanted to say
ahead.
on Weirdos is that we need a cohort of niggas to start publicly looking at other niggas and saying, you're weird. Like, we need to be like, oh, you're on some weird pedophile shit. You're weird as f***. We can't f*** with you. Like, we need people to start saying this out loud and regularly. Like, I'm thinking about Mace and Cameron on their
Or
podcast.
throwing out
And
Adrian
they
Bronner.
called that Adrian.
Yes. And yeah, and he up there sexually harassing some, like, what's her name on set? I don't know
What was her name?
I don't know.
But he
it.
kept saying,
It's-
"You're so
it's-
beautiful."
it's
Every
the woman.
second.
Who is this?
And this
The
is on
one
Mace and
on
Cameron.
Cameron and Mace's podcast. What is it called? What is it? What it is,
What
or
is
something
it?
like
What
that?
it is? Something like that.
I think
It's something like that. But basically, like, the person up there that's with them, she's really awesome. And Adrian Bronner or Brown?
Bronner. I think.
Yeah, he's up there, and while they're recording, this is like, man, stop smiling at me. Like, stop smiling at me.
You so beautiful.
You so beautiful. Like, you so fine. I just can't stop looking at you. Exactly.
In the middle of
And-
them asking
and
a question, he's
Cameron-
doing that.
And Cameron is like, yo, chill. Yo, chill. Chill, chill, chill. Now,
He's
he's
like-
like, find out, he's like, you're being disrespectful. I told you her man is here. Like, I don't like that. So there's layers, right? There's layers. And my question is like, would you do this if her man wasn't here? I don't know. We don't know that. But what I do know is that we need people to act in the moment, the way that they did. The reasoning, we can figure that out a little later. But in the moment, that's what we need to do, is to say, you're being weird. Get the out of here right now.
And sometimes that does more than using the lingo and the jargon and that you're sexually this and another. No, you a weirdo, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Laugh, and they'll be like, damn, maybe I am being a weirdo. That goes a long way. And it could be a quick check, a quick, like, what are you doing, bro? And if they keep going, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I was going to say, have we lost the ability to be able to tell that they're weird and losers, but I don't know if we ever really did.
No,
fully.
it's women be saying it. Like, women say
say all the
often,
time.
like, oh, that a loser.
He's a loser.
You're weird. But it does not matter when it's coming from women.
No.
It never matters because they don't give a they don't care if women like them.
'Cause you're a
Even
girl's
straight
girl.
men, they don't give a
Right.
if women like them. They
They
don't
want men
care.
to like them.
They want their around them to love them. Like, it's everything that do is for their friends. It doesn't matter.
Pause.
Here's the thing
Pause.
here's the thing about and why, like, the reasoning does matter, right? Because like you can't even figure it out later with them. Because I went and watched Cameron's podcast. Like, I went and watched 2 long Cameron videos after watching the Dame Dash interview a couple times. I haven't watched in 10 years. I'm like, let me go finish that. Watch Cam. In the same Cameron podcast where he's addressing, Dame Dash's foolery and he's addressing throwing Adrian Bronner off, he's also like, Diddy's my like, oh, he should be out. In the same video, the same episode, he was like, Diddy should not be incarcerated right now. Good guy should be free. He beat those. He was wrongfully.
What's Mace saying?
So this is what I'm saying. It's like, that leads me to believe, again, it's like, why you would like, it's like the result in that particular instance might be beneficial, you know what I mean, to her, like it gets this weirdo out, but the fact that it's really rooted in just, oh, this guy, this man, the whole time was never about what she felt, what she said, should she, anything. That is here, I know that like that man. And it's important because at the end of the day, they don't be any materially different than these other They sit up as we laugh about them and all of that, and it's hilarious, and it's rooted in nothing but wild homophobia. And Cameron and them sit up there with pause, da.
They do. They be
pause so many times. It blew my mind trying to watch that shit. Like, yeah, so like, it's like, and I watched Love and Hip Hop.
He would say
Cameron
that in front of Diddy. I can't believe he would say that about Diddy in front of Mace.
So what did Mace say? You said?
Let me go get it because it wasn't on. He didn't do it on what it is. He has this other one called Flea or something like that on Revolt on Revolt 2. Let me get it. Let's play this.
I know Mace made his comments on the show about.
Let me get it right now.
I know Mace made his comments on their show about the whole Diddy thing as well.
What did he say?
At the time, it wasn't in favor of Diddy, but it wasn't even like, he was like, I'm not going to speak too much. Y'all know already my history. He went through that part of it, but it was like, y'all know what it is. Like, we're not going to sit too much and dwell on it. Y'all know my story and that kind of thing, but it wasn't not in favor of Diddy. So that's why I was like, what did May say? So
I'm about to pull it up for y'all because it was where I turned it off once he started that Diddy shit.
Wait, but you said that he has the show that he's responding to is on Revolt?
It's called Talk with Flea. Yeah, he licenses it to Revolt. And that's where he like addressed all of this stuff.
Is mad at you or could be mad at you?
He could be. I hope he is. I ain't got no problem with Puff. It was news, it was a hot topic. But let me tell you something, man. I'm rooting for Puff. To be honest, I really believe it's a travesty that he's still in jail now. I don't know what goes on in the...
It's ridiculous.
I don't know what's going on in the United States court system, but this man basically has been found innocent of all the other charges and been found guilty of hiring prostitutes and still in jail. I don't know how many is doing
he's
a
using
year
that
and
talking
some
point.
change over hiring prostitution. I don't know the law, but I think it's crazy because I know it's niggas buying prostitutes tonight for a fact. So I'm rooting for Puff. If he is mad at me, I hope he's not, man. Like I said, I'd never had no bad relationship with Puff. I didn't, I can't speak like we best friends or hung out a bunch of times. But anytime we was in the same room or at the same place, it was been nothing but love and respect. And like I said, I'm wishing he gets home because.
Yeah, you see what I say? So yeah.
No, he said
be too quick to clap for these. I seen it. I said, this is just happenstance. Like, this is just happenstance. That's all it is. It just happenstance.
When he just said, I don't know what happens in the United States. Brother, me either. I don't know either. Shit.
I'm telling you, it was so funny because I went to go listen to it and I'm listening to this damn stuff. I'm like, okay. Listen to that. I was like, oh, he stopped with that P. Diddy shit. I said, turn this shit off. I said, this is what I thought. Like, this is what the fuck I thought. So yeah, that's why I don't, you know what I mean? Like, niggas.
Yeah, you really can't clap for these. Honestly, publicly, that was my error. My apologies.
but you try to, you're trying to give some goodwill and some like, you know what, maybe if you and maybe can you, but when these guys do, it ain't always 100%. It's always some carrying on. That's always gonna be exactly who they are. It sounded like, I don't know why it sounded like he was like, Diddy, can you hear me? It wasn't me. It was everybody else.
In their boots that Diddy gonna get out, which says that Diddy is who he's accused to being. Because all you pussy now suddenly. Everybody's thinking there's a chance Diddy might get out and everybody copping, please. Diddy, it was just a trending topic. You know, everybody was talking about it, so I had to talk about it. You know, I think he was a good. I remember when
I don't know how they don't feel like bitches. Like, how do they not
And
feel like
these
they
men
are
at
literally groveling on their knees? They're calling
the
him daddy.
pause niggas,
I'm like,
the you gay. How are
it,
you?
it's them. Please, daddy, Diddy, don't. I'm like, oh, you're drooling.
Yeah.
Like, swallow it, please.
It's
Like,
so nasty.
it's insane. Groveling towards this man I don't know, and it really, what the funniest thing to me is, like, when they love to talk about, tear black men down, break down black masculinity. That's what you think is that just goes against what you tell us is masculinity and black masculinity, and tearing that we need black men who are strong. That's strength to you. I mean, I guess.
Even the question, even being like, do you think Diddy's mad at you?
like even the question, like as though like why would that you? And also, can we
Like,
just talk
who
about
gives
how
a
men shows
It's
don't get
true.
talked about as gossip shows? Can we talk about how like their things aren't seen like that? Like it's not gossiping. Like if I as a
They some
woman
gossipy ass.
held a podcast episode and it was about my personal grievances with I really know, like, hey, you think such and such mad at you? Da da da. Be like, wow, look at them hoes chatting, gossiping. You would say
Literally.
Wendy Williams is your OG. Like that's what?
And they're
That's
gonna be like,
but look
all
at
girls
them.
do is talk.
But they sitting up there. Do
You a
you think he
girl's
mad? That's
girl.
the
You a
topic they
girl's
put on the
girl.
lower thirds. Do you think he's mad at you? And the fact alone that that's
Diddy is puppy mad.
and what I think
That's
is funny too.
And the
crazy.
way
Like, that's
the way he carried
crazy.
These
it was
niggas
so
be bending over
sentimental.
backwards for morally bankrupt who not even their homies. Like that's the thing is too. It's like in it, which tells you what power is and what it really is. Because if that's not your friend, you're not the best friend. We don't hang like that. We don't this. We don't that. What is the need to lend your voice to? Because y'all,
his
y'all
show
want to
was
be y'all
also
scared.
on.
You want to be in good
His show was
graces
also
with
on
him.
Revolt,
You
so he got
scared
to kiss a little bit of ass. So he has a lot of space and time. He was saying that on his show with Mace. He was like saying, Dame don't own nothing, and I'm gonna tell you why. And then he went through like, I got this much space. And I was saying to Dame, I told him, because this is his receipts. He was basically saying, he told Dame that I have this much, like, they gave me a such and such deal, such and such episodes. And I was like, I'll give that to Dame. I'll give that deal to Dame. And that's how I was like, damn, Dame walking around here saying he the CEO. he own Revolt now. And we're getting information. The Cameron's like, hey, yo, no, I actually have more clout, space, opportunity, authority than Dame has at all. That I offered him a show. And he said, Dame, well, this is true. I bet you this is true. Dame was like, at first was with it and then turned around, thought about it. It took him 2 seconds. It was like, nah, I want my own stuff. Like, I'm not going under nobody. So, but I think it's this power dynamic.
Oh, that's an old story Cameron was telling about, like when there was still like the music, whatever, and him not wanting to give Dipset or whatever them a deal, and him getting somebody else to give it to Dwells and them, and then Dame turning around and wanting to get involved. That's the story there. What the issue is now is what they having is, Dame and Cameron have always been like, not hot and cold or whatever, but now because Cameron has his shows or whatever on Revolt, Dame like want to one up him and be like, oh, that's why he's so obsessed with trying to buy Revolt. But what Cameron was saying, he says at the beginning of that same video I was playing for y'all, Cameron was saying, it don't matter to him one way or the next, because he's like, I don't work for Revolt. I don't work for them. I have a licensing deal with them where I, distribute this or whatever, but like, I don't work for them. So I don't give a fuck whether or not you work there or not, like, or you own it or you the chairman or whatever it is. And that was what Cameron's point was.
So go ahead, baby.
No, you're good. Go.
No, I was just gonna say what we're seeing here. Like, you guys made a great point. This fear that Diddy is giving from beyond the gates of jail. But the fear that he's giving, that means like there's some kind of power dynamic out here where it's like, because how we saw, we were so sure that this girl was trying to remove herself. And like you said, you said you give it 3 years. I thought she was starting, and she being Caresha was starting when we saw her come back with her show. And she had Saucy ask her all the questions about Diddy. And she was trying to, it was like she tried to just remove herself. Even before that, there was no mention. She was saying she broke up, and that was like she was going through a breakup, and she had fun with him, but her life is moving on, but she still on this network, beloved, and all these things. But I thought, okay, she's moving away from that. For her to just turn around and do this letter, even with the little things that she said in her interview or on her show with Saucy Santana, I think is just like power again. Like him in the back, like, if you don't do this, this is what will happen. And I think the same thing with these men who have this loyalty, they're like this loyalty. I have to be loyal to Diddy, even though he said me and him ain't best friends. We don't talk every day. We don't have the type of a relationship, but you feel like you have to be renting penthouses on his balls for what reason? It's power.
It goes into, damn, my bad, Delaney, go.
No, you're good. I just wanted to say that I want to offer to all the ladies out there. These are not going to save you from the fall of the USA and the economy crumbling. Patriarchy is not going to save you, sister. It is not. And if you do happen to bag you a rich, it could be more than likely at the cost of your mental health or your jaw.
Yeah.
And so you have to make a decision about what that is. And also, who will see this? In the comments, you should pledge to call weird in real life.
In real time.
In real life and in real time. If you are a real and you see something that's weird,
see something,
don't
say something.
bring that to the back and talk to him. Say it right there. Exactly. If you see something, say something. Y'all got a lot of mouth for everything else. It's pause here, pause there. How about pause these weird ass?
Yes.
That's a beautiful call to action.
That is our call to action.
Yes, that sounds like final words. That's like a beautiful place.
Wait. I want to say one more thing. To what Rebecca was saying, like they don't see that they're scared. What you said something about buying a penthouse behind the these niggas' balls.
Their balls.
I don't know, on their balls. It's they have an issue with conceptualizing the fact that they could be victims. Ooh, they hate it. They hate the fact that they could be like puppeted by powerful men. They like they like it in their head. Oh, that's the homie. That's the friend.
That's my OG.
He's my friend. He's my OG. No, babe, he's using you and has a power over you, and he's actually bitching you out. But it goes back to their childhood, man. I could talk hours about this.
They running around with grown men, hand in hand with grown men who got to travel with you because they're your OG and you need to consult them. Like, baby, that's your daddy. That's your daddy. That's what you're describing. That's a father.
And you tell them that, they'll tell you, fuck off. They'll be like, well, that's not what the that is. Like, they get mad at you.
I'm like, crazy. Like, I don't think y'all understand how crazy that is that he cannot go his interview without carrying this man with him. Like, his emotional support.
10 years ago,
he was jumping about it. Like, please, y'all see, I have my OG, help me. Come step in. It's not going well. Like, come talk. That was the most insane thing I've ever seen. And when the guy, at one point in time, I thought the OG. It's a Boondock skit.
That's the reference.
The fact that they never got a name is the Boondock skit of it all. They're just calling him OG, and they literally started addressing him. And this man sat himself in the chair as though OG, like he has a Breakfast Club interview. Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, he sat in the chair and started talking, and they started asking him questions as though anybody gives a shit. But the fact
this is during the Dame Dash interview.
I thought the man
to watch it immediately.
You need to go watch it.
There's so much going on. The world is falling apart. This missed me, but I need to see this after this immediately.
I want you to know I have never run back. Like, I don't watch my own Breakfast Club interviews all the time. I put the Dame Dash one on, like comfort watching. Like, me and CJ go right back. Run it back. Like, let me tell you that.
I said, to watch it. I was like,
he said, but I'm not gay. You are.
It's sick. And then look, and he'd be like, I'm not gay. It made him so angry for the answer to be no, I'm not gay.
Body.
He's like, oh my God. Yo, this man saying, looking back at OG. You hear what he's saying? You hear what he's saying? It's like, you're in the interview. And you're
I
and then Lauren,
I
here
thought
go
the
Lauren on the
OG was
side.
ashamed of him, appropriately ashamed of him at first, and then when that actually got up and sat in the chair, like Dame is literally here. This is the OG. This is the OG. Dame is like, yeah. This is my OG here. Sit down, tell him, talk to him. Like
He did.
I was like, are you
daddy?
Yes.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
And then
like,
Lauren's on the side of Charlamagne. Like, well, I wanted to ask you some questions. I wanted to go ahead. She's trying to be a journalist in the time, and he's just like, all right, go ahead. And then he starts. This is how misogynistic he is. She says, "You just interrupted me. I was asking you a question." So he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then they were like, "So you just interrupted us and you didn't apologize." He didn't give a about Lauren's question now at this point. She's still trying to get it out. He ignores her to address the men once again and do like a whole 25 minutes.
I love his interactions with the women all episode. It's actually hilarious to me because the way he is with like Lauren, like the way he is like, I really don't like, y'all are new. I hate these two Envy and Charlamagne. I'm here. I hate these and I'm trying to give you just the opportunity to be on my side. So it'd be like, he'd be telling them, oh, you interrupt me. And then Lauren would ask him something. And he'd be like, she interrupted me, but I'm fine with that. I'll answer that. And then Jess was like, when I tell you, Jess's contributions had me weak because Jess is quiet. Like trying to disappear, not trying to say nothing. And then every time, like Dame Curse, Charlamagne, or to say something, he turned to Jess like, Jess, isn't that true that they just did that to me?
Says,
and Jess would be like,
yes, it is.
Yes, that's true. Like, Jess is just like, yes. Whatever you say, they're like.
He's like, aren't they talking to me crazy? She's like, yeah, they actually not giving you a chance to speak. They're not.
I'm telling you, it was just like, it was expert level trolling. Like Lauren, Envy, and Charlamagne and Jess were having such a good time.
It was so crazy.
That's what made it funny. Is like they were enjoying the out of themselves. It was clear they thought that shit was just as funny as we thought it was. And Dame was so mad. Smoke through his ears. They're like, oh, I'm the chairman of Revolt now, or whatever. And they're like, y'all not gonna congratulate that? We congratulate. We said congratulations. You didn't sound happy about it. You didn't sound happy.
Lauren was like, well, it don't say that right now. I didn't get that. While he was saying stuff, Lauren was looking it up. So then she'll be like, you did say that you were the CEO and chairman. My connects over there have said that's not a thing yet. My connects have said. He's like, that's because they not really. It's just like it was crazy. And then
I'm about to watch it right now. Y'all don't have. I'm about to watch it again. This might be my third time.
No, you have to watch it.
It was so funny.
TV. But no, Christina, make sure you watch it. And
I'm watching it immediately.
Yeah,
I'm putting on like background white noise music when I go to sleep.
Yeah,
white noise. You're gonna be set up screaming, girl. That is a stand up. That shit is so funny.
No, you won't sleep. You were laugh. I tried to lay down when I was texting Olay at the time. I said, "Bitch, I'm watching, and this is ridiculous. This is crazy." And by the time I ended it, and there was one point I had secondhand embarrassment. I had to pause it. But then when I played it again, I was like, this is pure gold. Like I watched it from the beginning to the end. It was so good. He tried to cancel it. He tried to cancel the interview so many times. But yeah.
It has 3.5 million views.
Yes, it does. It's a good performing video.
Stop what you're doing and listen up. You just watched a video on one of my channels, but the Illuminati-verse is huge, and I want to tell you what everything is and how to find it. The Illuminati-verse has 6 channels. On the YouTube homepage of any one of those channels, every single channel in the Illuminati-verse is featured at the bottom of the page, so you can always easily find them, okay? Remember I said that. Don't say I ain't tell you how to find it. Subscribe to my main channel, Illuminati, to find my Illuminati Productions, which are my long-form video essays, and also all of my backlog of content. Subscribe to my second love child, Illuminati Pop, for my weekly video essays analyzing my favorite TV and movie shows and characters. Illuminati Pop also has its own Patreon where you get all of those videos uncensored. Subscribe to my channel, Olay Friends, for my podcast, Olay Friends. New episodes of Olay Friends come out every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Subscribe to Olay Chill for new episodes of my podcast, Olay Chill, every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And also, both Olay Friends and Olay Chill are both available on streaming platforms like Spotify. Subscribe to Illuminati Bites if you want my takes, but you don't have an hour to spend. Subscribe to Illuminati Politics for my political analysis and my State of the Union type addresses on my show O Squared. And last but not least, subscribe to my Substack Illuminati for my written work.